everyone. This is the next Vanheim part. There was a lot to discuss about what happened precisely on this turn, because there was some pretty important happenings. So let's just jump directly to the battle at Mictlan, because this is definitely the most exciting thing. I don't even really want to think about how many gems I have committed to this battle. I'm gonna guess probably like 300 gems. An incredible amount of magic power I have deployed on this side of the battlefield. Something I'm extremely susceptible to, Leech or Life for Life. These big single target blood spells. I've got one blood slave, I guess. For my opponent, he has this guy, and the lizard, and his big rock, which is holding a lightless lantern for some reason. But he's got a lot of gems, so he's pretty scary, and then some guy. So what do you think will happen? Do you think these golems can do it with their gate cleavers? This guy's also got a gate cleaver, and this guy's just got a frost brand, and there's some water elementals. Well, we'll just see what happens. We did win. It was a little, that. I was kind of curious about that. Where is it? Where is it? I guess it's before he started getting attacked. Gifts from Heaven. Where is that? Ah, yes, here he is. Cast Gifts of Heaven. Oh, it's not feeding. What happened? If I click on this guy. Who is this? This is Vilgo, and this is Pud. Yeah, so it doesn't say in the logs why they didn't take damage from Gifts from Heaven, but if they did get hit by it, they would have immediately died, because it does 150 points of damage. So they just luckily dodged it. But, like, you could see this Earth Elemental, there was some serious damage that the Earth Elementals were putting out. So it was not this was not necessarily a guaranteed thing. And also the demon took a few points of damage sometimes, but once we jumped on top of the pretender, it was over. Like, just chopping it in the head for 63 points of damage, increased to 78 due to slash damage. Nah, it's like that's it. It's over. So yeah, Big Rock dead. Now we also stormed at this fortress too in Morn. Yeah, I probably didn't need to cast Foul Vapors. Wasn't really necessary. Probably took a few more casualties than necessary, but I thought it was okay because I was casting Poison Ward. I guess I didn't hit everybody, but we've done it. We took Morn, we burned down the fortress, and we took the remaining lightless lanterns, immediately putting those to good use. And here at Mictlan, we burned down their temple, killed their god, and I think Mictlan's dead. Yeah, the world's largest loaf of bread has been turned into slices of bread. And Mictlan is finally gone. I claimed this throne over here, and you can see it has a tremendous number of gems from it, thanks to a big ritual cast to find all of them, building a temple with my flying prophet, And I'm also casting Akashic Records over here at the Good Old Woods, which I just took pretty recently, to see are there any magic sites there. Because, you know, even if this thing, like, you know, it's expensive to cast Akashic Knowledge, but if you hit, like, this many like, it's gonna pay for itself. You know, it's gonna pay itself back. I am sending a Crown of Command to Agartha, so as it turns out, those pearls were not actually sent out of the goodness of Agartha's heart, but he actually was doing a trade. I don't know why he gave me so much. Wasn't really a favorable deal for him, but I'm never going to turn it down. I got my pedo Father Ilurf, so he's casting King of Elemental Earth. I'm also casting the King of Banefires with Uhtred himself, and I'm casting the Queen of Elemental Air with this Vanadrot, and I'm forging Armors of Knights and Owl Quills and more Lightless Lanterns. My research is much better than it was even 5 turns ago. I think it's like 1,000 more research points, so I'm really just slamming through these ultra late game research goals. My gem income is just stupid, like just absolutely unreasonable. The amount of gems that I can just throw away, and on top of that, there's also these blood slaves too. Like, it is completely crazy. Here's Marignon coming back to take this fort with this little Harbinger thug that he's got. This time there's nobody here, so yeah, Flagra is not gonna be holding the fort that time. There's also a battle in Jotunheim again. Vanrus attacking Zabalba once more. Big battle here. The Frog Pretender is even here. That's crazy. Yeah, she's freaking Mother Oak casted and using it as a combatant. I wouldn't do that. That's a little too dangerous. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess props to Vanrus for trying, but almost couldn't be worse. Yeah, that almost couldn't have been worse. That is pretty terrible. These Vanablogs are not easy to accumulate, and even, yeah, losing a lot of Oathbound, not great. Oh, Nabah finally took this province. I didn't mention it in the last bit, but he killed all the wind element, like wind masters there, and then he took it, and then immediately there was a random event where another wind master popped up and summoned more phantasmal warriors. So sorry RCK about that. Oh yeah, Zabalba attacked over here and everybody died. Guess he didn't expect the, oh, what is this, like 70 province defense dump or something? And I mean, it's not like these, yeah, these are just kind of like mages. So it's a few too many barbarians to really deal with. Yeah, barbarians are scary. You gotta be careful about those guys. And yeah, we finally killed those spine devils that were over here. And I'm immediately moving down here to take this throne in 115, because if we do a little counting here, to remind you, you need 14 ascension points to become the new god, and I am currently sitting at 8, which is alright. I need another 3 thrones to win the game. Now, do I actually have all these thrones claimed? Yeah, I got that one. Yes, I do have that one. This one is claimed, and this one is claimed. So those are the 4 that I own. So we have to consider, where exactly am I getting these 3 remaining thrones? Well, one of them is free, right? Like, for some reason, Nabha has still not taken this province, so I am going to take it. I'm first just checking it with this guy to see what's there, because I think I forgot. I believe I already checked it like 30 turns ago or something, but I'm just checking it again. I'm also going down here to consider, maybe I should, think about taking this fort from Marignan. There's also this throne down here. The frog has 1 throne, I think, just this one. And there's none here in Abyssio's land. Yeah, there's a couple thrones down here in these really awkward positions. So if I wanted to win the game, if I wanted to get enough thrones, I'd have to take this guy. And then I need 2 more, which is going to be... It could be these 2, or this. There's this one over here as well, and there's this guy here. I think there's like one way down here, but that's as far from me as like it can possibly be. So that's not gonna happen. So no matter what, I have to go to war with one of the 3 other big players. I have to fight either Nabha to take these thrones down here. I have to fight Marignan to take these 2 thrones, or I have to fight the frog to take this throne. And looking at the current situation, I have a reason to believe that fighting Nabha would be the worst option possible. He is huge. Nabha is way more scary late game than I am. It's not even in question about that. And Nabha has not been in a serious war for the entire game. Like, they briefly fought Man, where they basically just killed them. They've been blood hunting. I've seen with my own scattering reports that they have a huge blood economy, probably way better than mine. So the amount of like devils and other horrible demons that they can summon is surely way greater than me. Their super combatants are better. I think their infantry is better too. And the amount of thrones that I can get would win me the game, but wait, would it win me the game? I've got 8. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Assuming I can take this water province, then if I could take these 2, I would win the game. But it's so far away. Like, I'd have to slam through so many provinces, even taking, like, this, like, the most expeditious route. Just an extreme headache to take these, and, I have no infrastructure anywhere near here. I can't do any teleporting bullshit. It would be a nightmare. Marignan has kind of proven himself to be pretty inept, regardless of which Marignan player was in charge. But the problem is Marignan has a lot of forts, and he has this irritating Wrath of God global enchantment. It's just like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that. But, if I did kill him, I would win the game, and this throne is way more reasonable to take than either of these. This one would be difficult, but, if I took it, I would win, so that's amazing. But now the trouble is, if I'm fighting Marignan and I'm taking all this stuff over here, then that's going to heavily incentivize all my neighbors to attack me, because they're going to see, like, oh, okay, this guy's going to win the game, so we got to shut him down. The frog is also in a war, and frankly has been involved in this war for... I don't even know how long that he's been fighting Agartha and Vanheim for. Definitely longer than I fought Mictlan, and I've killed Mictlan now, so the only real diplomatic headache that I was engaged with is now gone. So I'm a free agent. I can go after whoever I want. I could delete Abyssia in 1 turn if I cared. Not that I would ever do that, because Abyssia is a very noble and steadfast ally of mine that I would never betray. And I appreciate them continuing to allow these vine people to have a home here in the Aman Forest for the entirety of the game. But if I fought the frog, the only thing I could get is 1 throne. And it's not I mean, it's not fortified, but, you know, he's building the fort here currently. So even if I killed him, I couldn't win the game. Granted, I would be so big, I would have so much land, I probably could just force my way to win the game by, like, cheesing this throne, or this one, or that one, or something. But, you know, it wouldn't be like, even if I totally destroyed Sabalba and nobody else got involved, I still wouldn't actually win the game. You know, I would still have to diplomatically maneuver my way to winning the game. So there's pros and cons. Ultimately, what I decided upon is to attack Sabalba. And the reason for that is because I feel the least threatened by their units. I don't feel threatened at all by their mages, even though they are blood hunting. I feel like I've gotten most of the important blood units. Like, I've gotten most of the important blood commanders that are relevant to get. So he can't get them, obviously. Like, they're one-ofs, right? Like, he can't also have his own pedo guy because I have him. And he's engaged in this horrible war against Vanarus. He's engaged in this horrible war against Agartha. Like, there's just a lot of irritating little mosquitoes that are pecking at him that he has to deal with. So if I fought him, he would have to really split his forces. Like, it would be very difficult for him to deal with everything. And he doesn't even have that many forts. Like, he's got, what, 3 forts? That's nothing. He's got one over here. And that one too. Okay, he's got 5 forts. Maybe I have way too many forts. I definitely have too many forts now. I probably have like 20 forts or something. Anyway, it wouldn't be too difficult to crack these buildings and get into his land. And even though, upon fighting the frog and killing him, I wouldn't win the game, you have to consider that the thrones that I could take to win the game are so close that it basically would be child's play. Like, I could crack this in 1 turn. If I knew, you know, basically the siege strength that was required, I'm bordering this province with 3 guys. I could walk here with 2,000 siege strength or something and immediately break it open. Or I could walk over here. You know, it's just it's directly connected to Zabalba's continent. Or I could sail down here, you know. I can sail, so I could just skip right over and immediately jump there. So there's way more options. And I really, really don't want to deal with the Wrath of God. Like, this spell is really bad. It's especially really bad for me, because I have units that have 9 HP that I can't afford to lose. Like, these Dwarven Smiths could just die from the lightning bolts unless I kitted them out with some protection. But these are my only Earth Mages, and I need them. So I can't just throw them away. And, yeah, like, you know, I got some shock resistance on my elves, but it would just be a big headache to fight Marignon. Even though Marignon would probably die a lot easier than Zabalba would, because I don't think the Marignon's, I don't know, how do I describe this? I think his strategic decision-making seems to be very good. Perhaps his more small-scale tactical decision-making about, like, what spells to cast in a certain battle is not so good. But I'm more worried about the big game than the small game. So I am going to try to destroy Zabalba, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.